And then let's welcome your next storyteller to the stage, Janel Schermerhorn. Janel Schermerhorn.
So a couple of years ago, I reunited with a childhood friend of mine over breakfast over in the U District. And we had set this breakfast up weeks ahead of time because she was coming in from out of town, which gave me a lot of time to really envision how this breakfast was going to be. Like way too much time, because by the time that day came around, I had a full-blown movie in my head, and like we would see each other and just envelop each other in an embrace and let the memories of our childhood years wash over us, and maybe step back and wipe the tears from our eyes, laugh a little. I just had this whole scene in my head, like music in the background. It was awesome. But this made absolutely no sense at all, because Christy and I weren't even good friends in elementary school. So we were friends, but we just weren't like good friends. We were in Girl Scouts together and classes together, and we had like great shared memories, but like nothing to substantiate this crazy image in my head. Anyway, on the day of the breakfast, I was getting ready and the movie playing in my head in the background, and I was thinking about how Christy really likes to post Throwback Thursday pictures on Facebook, usually from those years, from elementary school. And I thought, well, if Christy likes a great throwback picture, wouldn't it be fun if I brought something from our childhood to breakfast? Or would it be even more fun if I wore something from our childhood to breakfast? So I got out my 80's box and started going through it, and I happened to have a lot of choice items, like a banana clip and my original senior prom dress, which luckily does not fit. I have a jean jacket that Jeremy Munson gave me on the night that we drove around in his Jetta listening to Phil Collins, which didn't really seem to reminisce with like Christy, so I put that back. But I pulled out this t-shirt that was like full-on 80's beach tee, like almost to my knees, off the shoulder, blazing neon pink and teal writing, Solana Beach, California. So I thought, perfect, I'll just throw that on. But I haven't seen Christy in a really long time. Like, she left elementary school after 6th grade. I didn't see her again. So I didn't know, like, would she get it? Like, this is a joke. And that just seemed like too high risk. So since that was high risk, I went back to the 80's box and added a big, wide, stretchy belt. And bloused out my shirt over that, just to make it, like, clear. But when I looked in the mirror, I was like, is it clear? Since I was wearing jeans, I thought, well, I'll just peg them. I don't know. For those of you who are 35 and over, that just means you're rolling up the bottom of the cuffs. Well, never mind. All right, anyway. So I pegged the jeans, and it like comes right back, like right on the bike again. Just boom, I got them pegged. But I thought it looked kind of weird without slouch socks, which I happen to have in the 80's box. Teal to match my shirt. So I put on the slouch socks, throw on some bangle bracelets. Okay. So now I'm back in the mirror. I'm like, okay, she's definitely not going to think I'm crazy. Except I'm totally 80's. I'm like nailing it from like here down. But I'm 2013 from here up. That's just not going to do. So up goes the hair into a high side pony. Tease it out a little bit. Find my Wayfarer sunglasses and head out the door. So I drive over to the restaurant. I have to park a few blocks away because it's very popular. I get out of the car, I start to walk, I'm super excited to see her, and then I just slam into my own self-awareness, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I feel like I'm wearing a hospital gown where, like, in the front it's fine, I'm okay, I'm like 39 years old, I don't care what people think, this is gonna be hilarious, but in the back I'm like, oh my god, run! It is 9 a.m. in the U District on a Sunday morning. And I am dressed like Alyssa Milano on the cover of Teen Beat. But the show must go on because Christy has come all the way from Oregon. So I continue to the restaurant. I see her sitting on a little half wall, and she's talking to someone, and that's when I remember, oh yeah, she's bringing her friend Robin. And then I see, like, oh, Robin has brought her husband. Awesome. So I walk up to them, and we say hello. She introduces me to her friends. They have absolutely no reaction to what's going on here. I look at Christy. She is totally neutral. I'm like, really? The high pony? Okay, I know. You haven't seen me in years. So I like move on to the next phase, which is the hug. Remember in the movie, like the hug, no music. We have this hug, and it's in that moment that it just like hits me like this. Of course, this makes sense, because what I haven't told you at this point is that Christy is recovering from a brain tumor and a stroke. So it's possible her face can't reflect her emotion or appreciation of my 80s outfit. Or possibly her brain doesn't recall a lot of the 80s. Or possibly she doesn't give a shit about the 80s anymore because she's just trying to live. But I'm not going to let that get in the way of what I have going on here. So I step back from the embrace and I say, so I came as 1987. And she looks at me and she says, yeah. And that was it. So I had a seat on the wall next to her, and I curled up into the smallest position possible, like a little pill bug. And she goes on to tell me her experiences of the year and recovering from brain surgery and how it's affected her relationship with her mother. And this is heavy. This is nowhere near 1985 and elementary school. And as she's talking, I'm slowly and casually peeling off the pieces of my costume and shoving them into my ever-growing purse and unpegging my legs and trying to bring myself back to 2013. Of course, there's nothing I can do about Solana Beach, California. So I make it through the breakfast, and I set aside my ego long enough to enjoy the visit. But after breakfast, I was definitely deflated because Christy and I are both only children, and even though we weren't best friends, for me, she's an important part of my history. I don't have siblings, so she is my family as far as I was concerned, and I was hoping that for her it would be the same, but I realized after breakfast that it just wasn't. And I thought that might be the last time I ever hear from Christy, so I was pretty bummed about that. But at about 8 o'clock that night, I was sitting on the couch, kind of finishing up my pity party for the day. Thank you. And I get a text from Christy, and it's a picture and a message. And the picture was a picture of her wrist, and on her wrist there was a Swatch watch. And in the message it said, "So great to hang out with you. Forgot to mention this morning that I had dug up my old Swatch watch and got it working again." So I was not delusional. Thank you, Christy.